Botanicals. Today we are doing the fourth pillar in skincare, and the fourth pillar is protection. And I'm introducing Emily Fritchey, who is our CEO and co founder of Sunshine Botanicals. She is a, uh, and I'm sorry, she is a holistic esthetician. She is a product formulator. And we're laughing because we've been trying to go live on this multiple times and we just get echo chambers. So please bear with us tonight as we do this
Guys,
recording
I'm
for
telling you
you.
what, we're so excited about what we've got to bring. Martha introduces me, right? But we're like, Jiminy Christmas. So, how many of you guys are out there watching now? Thank you for your patience. And it is the fourth pillar of fabulous skin. And this is the last element of a series we've been doing. And Martha was going to introduce me. So I think she did that, and I'll just kind of take it from here. I am Emily Fritchey. I'm the founder and a CEO of Sunshine Botanicals. I'm the co-founder. And today's episode really is about the fourth pillar of fabulous skin. This is a training for you guys to help you understand what do you need to think about when you're trying to choose products, treatments, and what have you on the wide open market of aesthetics. We're all about plant medicine meets corrective skincare. That's what we do. Wildcrafted botanicals. We're very passionate. I'm a holistic skin therapist and I think like a chemist and I work like an herbalist. Okay. So that means amazing things happen to the skin because our ingredients in all our formulations are wildcrafted botanicals blended with some amazing sophisticated ingredients to treat aging and problem skin conditions. So there you have it. That's what we're going to be talking about and wrapping up our series tonight. So we're going to be talking about skin protection. What does that actually mean? All right, why protection matters. It's the final step in everything that you've done or that you're doing in your skincare, cleansing, hydration, repair, and then protection, right? Environmental aging is huge. And there's so much noise out there, and everybody's SPF this and SPF that. You need to really understand a few elements here in order to be a more informed consumer and to understand what you need and what your skin needs and what it doesn't need when you're moving forward and making decisions about how to treat your skin. Daily protection prevents sun damage with the right ingredients, and that is so much harder to reverse. So think about that. We want to protect rather than just be correcting all the time. Okay. Now, the quick review of what we've done. Like we said, this is the fourth part of a four-part series on fabulous skin. So the quick review of pillars 1 through 3 that we've covered in weeks past are why most people feel stuck. Okay. So many folks like today with the internet and confusion and it confusion really reigns supreme. All right. So we've got bathroom drawers full of bottles, pots, and jars of stuff in the attempt to treat our skin or make necessary corrections. And oftentimes you don't get the results that you want. And it's because the thinking process hasn't really been established. And there are so many products. How do you know what to do? So many options, and so many opinions from every kind of whatever um, influencer, uh, social media trends, copying a friend's routine, and buying products based on marketing hype instead of what your skin truly needs. So if your skin's not moving forward, that's kind of the base. This is the way I have always worked. I have a skincare clinic on the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia. I still am a practicing skin therapist. I have a private studio. And I also work with women and men and children all around the country that have all kinds of skin stuff. And they're trying to figure out what do we do and where do we start? So that's what brought this whole series to light. there are four main things you really need to understand. This is now, does it mean you can't do any other things? No. But these are the four most important things to get right and get established in your daily skincare routine that's consistent so you can see the kind of results that all those little bottles, pots, and jars haven't produced. Because oftentimes things are out of order or out of sequence. The first step, just a quick review, is cleansing and detoxification so the skin can breathe, decongest, and begin to balance. And the second step is hydration and getting moisture back into the skin. So if the skin is thoroughly cleansed on a deep level without stripping it, then active ingredients can actually absorb and get into the skin. The third step was repair, depending on what you have going on. What is your skin condition? Is it a rosacea? Is it acne? Is it hyperpigmentation? Is it lines and wrinkles? Whatever it might be, that's the third step. So after cleansing, after hydration, then comes in your repair. And hopefully, what we'll be able to share with you with this series is how to make the best decisions on what that is for your skin. So tonight we're going to be talking about protection. That is the final step before you walk out of your house every day. You want to protect your skin against environmental assaults. That covers a lot of ground. So right now, it's not just SPF and which one is higher. I want you to understand this element on a deeper level so you can make much better decisions and choices. So protection means a lot of things. So that's where we're going to go tonight. All right, why protection matters. Life happens, and healthy, protected skin, as you see on the split screen to the left, versus unprotected skin, it's you can just kind of see where the skin's beginning to slacken, and it's things start to happen, and we age faster with a daily skincare routine. And to me, it's as important as dental health. Okay, pardon me, but I've got to bring this up. We go to the hygienist twice a year and we have all this work done, then we see the dentist, right? This is important to the skin as dental hygiene is to your gums and your teeth. So we're not talking about just cosmetic treatments here, guys. We're talking about what can you do that can actually begin to turn back the clock, but protect your skin against what matters, just like brushing, flossing, and oral irrigation is to your teeth. So I hope that gives you a little, I, you know, point of reference to what we're going to be talking about. Okay. Now, here I wanted to get a little clinical with you, but why protection really matters. What's the difference? Because some people think, well, I've got sunblock in my makeup or whatever, or I don't really need it. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But ultraviolet rays, pollution, and free radicals that circulate in our environment, not to mention rays, blue rays from computers. We're sitting in front of a computer right now, right? And we're barraged with all of these free radicals in our environment. And what a free radical is it's an unstable oxygen molecule that breaks the skin down. And it's really at the root of a cancer diagnosis because free radicals have run amok and is destroying live cells. So protection is really important for long-term skin health and beauty. And you really want to understand the different ways that this can go. So collagen can break down right here on the surface. The elastin, collagen and elastin gives the skin its stretch. So if you stretch a rubber band and it snaps back, that's what collagen and elastin does. And environmental damage, free radical damage, and other types of damage really break those things down. So we want the skin to stay plump and tight and glowing. And so the collagen breakdown and elastin damage comes from a lot of environmental stuff. Then the pigment can begin to change, and we've got discoloration, hyperpigmentation, Uh, Sun is not the only cause of this, guys. I'm going to tell you, I am not anti-sun. Yes, we need sunlight. Yes, we need rays. We need healthy things because it's good for our bodies, but it's the excess and how we take care of our skin is where things can really run amok. But pigment changes can happen, and it's when you look at the free radical damage that's happening in the body, it can rise to the surface and cause pigmentation. So it's not just the sun. Sun will make it, or ultraviolet light or ultraviolet rays will make it worse, but it's not always the only cause. That's really important to understand. Back many years ago, when the skin would have age spots and pigmentation, that's what they were called liver spots. I don't want to go down a rabbit trail tonight, but I've got to tell you, there was a reason for that because the liver is part of the digestive system, and the liver's job is to filter the blood. It's kind of like the oil filter on your car, it keeps things clean. Well, because of the food additives, what's in our diet, what we drink, the drugs we take, you name it, the liver is working overtime to filter all this waste out so the blood can run clean through the body. When it doesn't, it produces oxidative stress, and it's kind of like you're rusting, like that banana that lays on the counter for a few days and it starts to turn brown. That's oxidation. So in my approach for aesthetics is working from the inside out using enzymes, diet, and nutrition to keep the gut healthy and strong and the liver producing so we can get to the root cause of these things and not just be treating symptoms all the time. That's for another class. Pigment changes, and then we go into inflammation. Chronic inflammation is huge now because the skin goes through so much, and we have um, an epidemic of inflammatory skin conditions, and medical science seems to classify everything as rosacea, and it's not. I've had many, many people come to me that just had rampant inflammation rather than rosacea per se. They're different. Okay. But I just want you to be aware that inflammation is a big thing, and we want to reduce the inflammatory process in the body to help the body heal. Then deeper you have the skin barrier begins to weaken, and then we have dehydration. The body is not binding water into this deep layers of the skin, and we begin to kind of prune up. Okay, so I just wanted you to get a visual and to see the layers of the skin and how things are really working. And it's way bigger than just a marketing strategy for a company selling a serum to fix this. You need to understand what's going on underneath so that you can take charge of the decisions you make to treat your skin. Okay? So protection is a big deal. Prevention is everything. Now, the enemies of healthy skin, I've kind of touched on this, are ultraviolet light, air pollution, smoke, blue light, heat. We're in the South, we're dying. Okay. So but it's a humid heat, unlike in Arizona where it's a dry heat. Both of them can be challenging. Extreme cold, extremes in heat and cold. The body is dealing when we go outside, we're under assault from the environment, depending on where you live. If you're urban or if you're out in the country, it's obviously very different. Humidity, dry air, wind, and ultraviolet. This is the circle that we go through. So you don't want it to be an afterthought or an oh, whatever. I'll use SPF. I hear this all the time. I'll use SPF when I go to the beach. That is missing the entire picture of what's truly happening. So, think about this as a need for your skin 365 days a year to protect it against, especially if you're doing the basics and you're keeping it clean and vibrant. You don't want to go outside and have this blow up everything. So we've made this simple, so we'll continue. All right, free radicals. They're environmental aggressors. Ultraviolet UVA and UVB rays on the skin. Visible blue light from phones and computers. Look, guys, hello. Don't we have one of these in our hands or somewhere on our person almost all the time? And then we're outside or then we're on the computer. So it's coming from everywhere. It's our life, it's our environment. So what we can't do anything about, I mean, we can minimize our time, right? But this is the world we live in now. So, how do we protect our skin against the environment that we now inhabit? Okay. Heat, air pollution, smoke, wind, really dry climates, high humidity, extreme cold, and exposure to free radicals. That's kind of the wonderful world of being outside that we deal with, and also inside. Now, all those things affect the collagen production, elastin in the body, pigmentation, inflammation, barrier function, and ultimately dehydration. So, all these things, we hear all the time. We hear it on a commercial or a promotion or something on the internet or from a friend, or we read an article. All these things fit together. So, let's keep going and see how this affects us. All right. Free radicals explained. This is oxidative stress. It is collagen breakdown, where collagen becomes very non-elastic, non-stretchy. And that's where, when you have a wrinkle, collagen has broken and it creates a deep line. That's what happens. DNA damage can happen and inflammation runs rampant. So let's look at our little list below. Um, unstable, molecules appear. They collide with a healthy molecule. The damage transfer and energy transfer in that molecular space creates instability in the body, and it has a cascading effect. More molecules become unstable, and then they run amok and they start breaking down tissues in the body that lead to cellular damage. Skin cells break down and oxidative stress occurs and reigns supreme. So, our goal is to minimize and stop this free radical cascade. And that comes from the right antioxidants topically and the right antioxidants internally. This is not a class about nutrition tonight, but we'll get into that. But I cannot tell you how critically important the right antioxidants on a daily basis for your supplements are to help prevent this cascade of attackers to keep the skin from wrinkling, drying, and completely going south. Okay. That's the quickest version I've ever given on what free radicals really are. Okay. Now let's talk about sunscreens. Everybody's all about SPF. Who can raise their hand? It's just a term people have that we've been taught. There are chemical and physical sunscreens. Now, the screen says chemical versus mineral sunscreens. Martha, I'd like to change that. So, in the future, if we can add physical, that would be great because I think it is more specific.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you want to truly protect the skin, if you're trying to treat hyperpigmentation, reduce redness, you've got compromised skin, you've got whatever, I want to give you a simple visual that I think you can relate to. A chemical sunscreen is just that. It uses chemicals to filter UVA, UVB rays, and it uses a number of chemicals. It may have some natural ingredients in it, but the active ingredients are chemical. Okay. So that's what that is. And it is, let's see, let me gather my thoughts for just a minute. I've got a lot in my head all at once. It's like picture your house. Your house has, let's go back in time where I grew up. We had a screen door and we had the main door. So a screen door to a house or to a room filters out bugs and a lot of things that can come into the house, but air and wind and everything like that can still come through. A sunscreen, depending on the potency and the strength, determines how many ultraviolet UVA and UVB rays are that can get through that. Well, which is worse, the damage to the skin from extended sun exposure or the damage to the skin that goes deep into the system from toxic chemicals? Which one is worse? And I've had many people say, well, whatever, right? So a an SPF means that is sorry, it's been a long day, guys. I just need to gather my thoughts. An SPF gauges, it's an FD, I'm sorry. Yes, it's a regulation, a cosmetic regulation on what a manufacturer can put on a label to tell you how strong that product actually is. So much about sunscreens and SPFs, and I know because I'm in the business, is marketing. Now, I'm not calling everybody a crook, but I'm just going to tell you that years ago, the FDA changed the labeling requirements that all a manufacturer could claim on a label was an SPF of 50 because the measurements that are the tools they use to measure that don't go beyond a 50. Okay. So you've got a screen door, okay, that keeps out most of the bad stuff, but still lets a lot of things through. That's what a sunscreen is, just like a screen door. It screens most of the stuff, but other things still get in. Now, if we talk about a physical sunblock, and I use minerals to do that, most of us do, but a physical sunblock is very different. Rather than working as a filter to push the rays through a screen door, this is like taking the big wooden door or steel door to a house and closing it. Nothing goes in. Okay. Sunscreens or a screen door, some things go through, real bad stuff stays out, but you're still getting some. A physical sun block is just that. It's not a screen, it's a block, which means minerals such as zinc and titanium oxide in the right um, uh, dosages in a formula cause the ultraviolet rays, all of them, to bounce off the skin. So it doesn't come in to the house, it just can't go in at all. So when you're working on compromised skin and you really want the ultimate protection, you want to choose a sunblock rather than a sunscreen. Now, there are different folks. I am very, very fair. And in aesthetics, there's what we call the Fitzpatrick scale, a Fitzpatrick 1 through 7. And it depends on how much melanin is in your body that determines where you are on the Fitzpatrick scale. I'm a very light Fitzpatrick 2 or 3, which means I burn boom, and I burn and then I peel and then it's not a pretty sight. Other people that are maybe a Fitzpatrick 4, 5, or 6 that are more Mediterranean or have more pigment in their skin, they can tolerate more, and we all need different things. But every skin, no matter what the pigment, even African Americans, um, you know, uh, Hispanics, all the folks with darker skin are still as prone to skin cancers as the lighter skins, but they have so much melanin, it's really not been an issue, and they don't have as much skin cancer as we do. Anyway, I digress. I didn't intend to go into that, but I just want you to understand we are all different. And don't just grab something off the shelf because it's a high number in SPF and think you're okay. There are a lot of variables, there are a lot of ingredients that are very toxic, and there are a lot of ways that you can go about protecting the skin, not only from ultraviolet, but the other things that we've talked about with different ingredients than what you would normally choose. So, chemicals, sunscreens versus physical sun blocks are your options when it comes to protecting the skin against the environment. Okay. Now, ingredients to avoid. You will find this in a lot of sunscreens. Oxybenzone, uh, the others, avobenzone, I cannot pronounce the rest of them. They're here. I know them, but I've never said them out loud. There you have it. Those are so common in typical chemically produced sunscreens, and they are totally tied to some pretty toxic events that can happen in the body, especially if you're using them consistently in an ongoing basis. So, chemical sunscreens absorb UV rays, but they do it with some pretty heavy duty chemicals. So that's where you kind of have to weigh the pros and the cons. Okay. Mineral sunscreens work very different. Like I said, they reflect ultraviolet light. Again, you see a graphic of the healthy skin barrier where the cells are plump. The skin barrier is intact. It's not damaged. It doesn't have fissure cracks and it's not red and irritated. Um, I recommend zinc and titanium oxide as active ingredients in any topical physical product and how they're produced. And we use it when I use it in a formula, it's a micellized formula. So you don't have the white zinc look to the face that you think you normally would. But those are two very, very healthy ingredients that can be blended with a number of things to create a really nice formula. But the benefits of those minerals are they reflect ultraviolet light. It's a broad spectrum protection, and it's very gentle. It's not irritating, and it's very healthy. Okay. Now, what makes a great protective product? In addition to the two ingredients we just discussed would be antioxidants. There are many plant antioxidants, and we don't have the time to go into all that tonight, but they're very, very important. Vitamin E, um, green tea, niacinamide, ceramides, barrier repair ingredients, and botanical anti-inflammatory ingredients. And that's what I've got to just tell you this as a product formulator. And when I go to put products together, the way my brain works and the way we put them together, I'm looking at what is this designed to do? What has the active ingredients to be able to do it? And what makes the most interesting overall formula? I make our products with my chemists and my herbalists. Okay. So it's not just, off the shelf, whatever. But I just want you to know that what it takes to make a really great protective product is really a lot of fun because there are so many amazing ingredients we can work with now that do so much more than just protect against the sun and add to the chemical toxicity to the skin. Okay. Now, this is a snapshot, guys, okay, for sensitive skin. And I think it's not just for sensitive skin, so we may want to look at that, Martha. It's true for everybody, but especially if you're really sensitive. And if you are oncology, like compromised skin, rosacea, and post-treatment after an aggressive procedure in a med spa, you want to avoid fragrance in your products, drying alcohols, unnecessary dyes, irritating preservatives. Preservatives are important. I got to say this, there's a lot of people out there running around with incorrect information. You must have a preservative in a product, but you don't have to use chemical preservatives to do that. You must protect against mold and yeast and all these things that can happen. They're healthy preservatives. So you don't want to avoid them, but you want to look and do away with the heavy chemical preservatives that can create an issue. And high levels of chemical UV filters, which I just read off on the previous slide. Okay. So now we're going to talk about protection beyond sunscreen or sunblock. Now, let's talk about clothing. A hat is not just a hat. I've got the most amazing clients in my private skincare studio. They're beautiful people, wonderful, all excited about being consistent with their program and watching things change on their face. And they'll come in and bop into the clinic and say, "You'll be so proud of me. Look." And they'll come in with a baseball cap. And they took it to heart and they were going to wear a hat. And I'm like, okay. And I just want to tell you, that would be an easy thing to assume, but when you're talking about protecting yourself when you're outside, you want a wide brimmed hat, a very wide brimmed hat rather than a baseball cap, because obviously that doesn't cover the neck, the ears, the jaws, the jowls. It's just the forehead and right down the center of the face. So take that to heart. Full face shade is really important. And if you want to have beautiful skin forever, it's just awareness. It's not paranoia, but you want to do the right things for the skin, make it part of your daily maintenance routine, use protection on the skin and sun protection even in your clothing. So think about your hats. It's not a baseball cap, but it's a nice wide brim hat, especially, in this time of the year when you're outside more than 5 or 10 minutes. And especially, again, think about what you're doing outside. And if you're going to be out for a period of time, wear that hat. Okay. Wide brimmed hat. Now, everyday exposure, whether you're running into the mailbox, you're playing golf, there's two very different things, right? Driving, gardening, playing sports, that's where you really want to be super conscious. And I want to say something about driving. I want to talk about the hands and the face and the arms. I work on the entire body. So if I give you beautiful skin here, I want it to be down your chest, down your arms, and on your hands. Okay. I can do that, but we're in a mindset. I say we, as a culture, we think about our face and spend like 5 seconds on the rest of the body. And that's where all of the blotchy, discolored, leather-looking skin comes from. Let's go back to driving, which is what I wanted to talk about. Think about this. When you're in the car, if you have a commute, I don't know what you do, but your hands are on the steering wheel, right? I mean, every single day. When light passes through glass, you're going to get an even more intensive exposure on your hands. So if you look down and you start seeing brown spots and crepey skin, it's like, whoa, they make driving gloves. Have any of you guys heard about this? Back years ago, it was a normal thing, but a nice pair of driving gloves while you're in the car is great because you can drive, you can grip the gears even better. But more than anything, it does protect your hands against massive daily doses of exposure to heavy duty rays of sun. And even on cloudy days, guys, you're getting a lot of exposure. So just think protection. Okay. So let's quickly review the 4 pillars to beautiful skin. Tonight we have talked about protection, why it's important, and what you need to think about. But let's do a quick review. The first uh, step of a really effective daily skincare routine is cleansing and detoxification. My double cleanse system was made to do exactly that, where the skin can breathe, dissolve oils and waxes in the pores, and help the skin to plump and reduce pinkness in the skin. We have a double cleanse system for every skin condition, and this is number one. Number two is hydration. Hydration is very important, and well hydrated skin looks plump, glowing, and resilient. Our ageless formula on the right in the green is a highly antioxidant hydrating mist that you could carry with you when you're biking, when you're out on a trail, and it is a blast of potent antioxidants. The one in the purple container is our hydrating recovery mist, and that is like a fire extinguisher. It's great for redness, irritation. You right out of the sun. It puts the fire out. It's colloidal silver and lemon balm hydrosol. Then when you get into repair, that's that third step. That's where your serums and active ingredients come in. And our elixir, our vitamin C collagen booster, and other formulations are what goes next. And you can customize it to what's going on to your skin. And then the fourth pillar, of course, would be our total eclipse. And that is a 3-in-1 formula. We do not mark it as a sunblock on the label because of government regulations. I can call this an environmental protector and a BB cream because that's what it does. It's a great tinted moisturizer loaded with antioxidants, and and zinc and titanium oxide. So you've got three benefits, and it's a very lightweight, non-clogging, sun reflective finishing cream for the daytime. I love this product. And men and women both can use it. And we've got how-tos on how to make sure it blends evenly into the skin on our YouTube channel. So Total Eclipse is an environmental protector. Just to explain what I just said, if I put, and since I'm the product manufacturer, I want you to understand this. If I make a label claim that says sunblock or sunscreen, the regulations and the FDA consider that product a drug. And I fall under completely different regulations. And we can't do that. So we use high levels of zinc and titanium oxide. We market this product as a BB cream and environmental protection formula. It's very light. It's like a mousse. It's whipped. It feels gorgeous. Okay. But we chose to do that without putting ourselves into the position of having to become a drug and go through so many things that we just didn't really feel were necessary. So there you have it. So there's your four pillars. Think about it when you're doing your skin. Look at your products and say, does this product I'm using fit one of these categories? And that way it can simplify your shopping when you go out. And if you've got the basics, then you can venture out and go into other treatments, other whatever you might have. But this is what you have to have before you reach for, and I'm saying the concepts, before you reach for super active, heavy duty serums or med spa treatments. Get this part down and get it consistent. That way, when you do reach for some of those other things, the results are going to be so much better and so much more lasting. Okay. I still have a clinic, guys. It's my happy place. This is the clinic at Sunshine Botanicals is at the farmhouse where Sunshine Botanicals was born. My husband's herb garden was here at one time. He unfortunately passed away very suddenly and almost 10 years ago. So a lot of that is not here now, but the farmhouse and some of the medicinal plants still grow here. But this is where I work. I have a private studio. So if you are in the Atlanta area or like some of my clients that literally fly in or drive in to see me, I still work with people and I would be happy to help you. And you can get on my table and we will do your skin. This is where I develop my treatments and protocols, and this is where the concepts are born. So my clinic is not just a clinic, it's a lab because so many different skins present to me, and I'm like, oh, I know exactly what we're going to do. Or if I don't have the product for it, I'll go make one. That's how it's always worked. So if you want to know kind of how I do things, but it's where science, nature, skin therapy, energy, and frequency, and botanical medicine all come together to create a beautiful transformation. I customize a treatment for every client. My clinic, you can find me at sunshinebotanicalsclinic.com, and it will tell you all about what I do in the clinic. But in the meantime, Sunshine Botanicals is on a mission, and it is to wildcraft the most effective botanicals and roots and herbs possible to make a phenomenal formulation and really solve problems for aging and problem skin. All right. Um, Join our family, guys. We're a community. It's not just about products. We're about education, empowerment, honest conversations, holistic skin health, and real solutions. And we want to be a community where we can share because people are hungry and really looking for things that actually work and get away from the hype and the noise of all the marketing hyperbole that we're surrounded with. And regardless of what you're struggling with, you are welcome here. I want to thank you so much for staying with me during this presentation. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your interest in this. And God's made so many beautiful plants that are powerful and very medicinal, and using those for the health and wellness of our body and our skin is our priority, and sharing it with you and helping you find solutions are. Martha, do you have anything you want to conclude
Sure.
with?
Sure. And just so you know, we ended up live after all. I didn't want to interrupt you, but we are live on YouTube.
Oh,
So we do have a couple of questions. And I did answer them, but I just want to run them by you for good measure. They asked if the total eclipse was safe for children.
absolutely.
I did say that. And I also explained that it's reef safe for
Oh,
oceans. So for those,
that's
go ahead if you want to explain that a little bit more.
oh, go ahead. It's fine.
No,
It's
it's
been
fine.
we've had some very very high-end resorts um, give us thumbs up on our formulations, because when you stay at some of these places, they make it very specific of what you can and cannot use if you're staying at their place. So they love Total Eclipse. So yes, that's really great. It does have a bit of a tint. The tint is iron oxide. I will just tell you that. And when you use this product, I'll use my hands, I'll show you. I wish I had some here to show you. Take the product, it's very light, it's fluffy. Pump it into your hands, right? Pump into the palm of your hand. Take your fingers like this. I can't see the screen. And press your fingers together and press the product into the face all over before you rub it. You don't want to take it out and start rubbing it, because you won't get an even application of the minerals. So press it between your fingers, press it into the skin. You can do your eyes around here. And then lightly, I just take two fingers and lightly smooth it out. You don't want to rub it. You don't want to move everything around. It smells so delicious. It's extremely healthy and it's very clean. So just remember you've got minerals there.
Awesome. And then another question that has come up is where does the biopeptide firming cream come into the routine?
Ah, good question. That is in the repair area. Okay. So that would be after cleansing and hydrating, then you've got your biopeptide firming cream. Now, let me say this. You're going to have probably several things, if you're familiar with our products, that would fall under the repair category. So let's say you had redness and inflammation, and you also were aging and you wanted to deal with fine lines. I could take two products and have them both be in the repair category, which could be vitamin C collagen booster. It could be rapid repair fluid that you would put on the skin, and then stack or layer your other products on top of it. Yeah, I don't want to confuse you, but it would be in the repair category. So you would do biopeptide firming cream, and then right over that, take your Total Eclipse and press it. Gorgeous finish. They play well together. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
And that's all the questions that we had. So I just want to finish up with saying thank you for attending. Our gift to you today is that with any $50 purchase, that you'll get $15 off using the coupon
Oh,
code live.
15%.
Pardon me?
15%, you said dollars.
Oh, I'm sorry, 15%. It's with any $50 purchase. You get 15% off your order with the live 15 coupon code. And I apologize, I didn't put the date in there, but it'll go through Friday. And then and so Friday will be the 24th. And then pardon me, you'll receive a free full-size Total Eclipse in with your purchase.
I'm
And
so
also,
excited about this, you guys. I love this product and I wanted to get it in your hands. So, from me to you with love, Total Eclipse is free. So, jump on this one.
yeah, and then if you're located in the Atlanta area and would
Or
like to
not.
have the experience, or if you're traveling to Atlanta and would like to have the experience for a treatment with Emily, then you can also receive 15% off of any of her skincare services. Plus, you would also receive the the $57 value of the Total Eclipse and actually experience her work. And just so you know, she's known by most, if not all, her clients as a skin whisperer. She does an amazing job with your skin, and you'll come out going, wow. Most everybody comes out and says, wow. It's very remarkable experience. So We want to thank you for joining us. I apologize for our hiccups and coming in and out, but if you have any skincare concerns that you would like for us to address, please feel free to put them online in this chat. You can just go ahead and add questions to this, and we'll come back and answer them. And or if you come to our website and join our chat and leave your question there, we're happy to answer any questions that you might have. We're happy to help you select products if you need helps with product selections. If you have sensitive skin and wanted to know the best products that you can use, we are happy to give you advice on what we would recommend. And just as a reminder, the products do have a money back guarantee, so we want you to be happy with them. With that, we're going to close it up. Thank you for stopping by and being with us tonight, and have a great evening.
Thank you, Martha.
Bye
Thank you,
now.
guys. See you soon. Thank you. Love y'all.